Welcome to Life Sirens, behind and on the scene, a podcast by first responders. We're your hosts, Sophie,
Jamie,
and Aubrey.
The content provided in this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policies or positions of any medical institutions, emergency medical services, or healthcare organizations. Patient privacy is a top priority, and all discussions involving real-world emergency situations are de-identified and altered to ensure confidentiality. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional or your local EMS protocols before making any decisions regarding patient care or medical practices. Listener discretion is advised, as some topics may include discussions of real-world emergency situations.
If this year were a shift, what kind of shift was it? What word would... Oh, God.
If this year were a shift,
what kind of shift
Oh,
would it have been? Okay.
I'm gonna
What up?
welcome to a very special episode of Life Sirens. This is our New Year's Eve special, where we're going to talk all about New Year's resolutions, and we're also going to do a year in review and kind of talk about our last year and how wonderfully terrible, amazing, incredible, terrifying it was. Thanks for being here.
Here we go.
We just have some questions to ask each other.
All right. Guys, if this year were a shift, what kind of shift was it? I think it was a shift that you show up in the morning and you're like, it's going to be a good day.
It's going to be so good.
It's gonna be
There's my
good.
best friends.
And then you just keep getting whapped
Yeah.
with just like the most rascally calls, followed by the dumbest calls, followed by the scariest calls. I think it was one of those shifts where you leave and you're like, what just happened to me?
Like this, you cannot make this shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know those shifts where, like, nothing is simple? Like, even the simple calls that you go on, like, you'll go
Yes.
on a fall, and then you get there, and they're, like, trapped behind, like, a dryer that's on fire, and you're like, okay,
How?
why did this come out as a fall?
Like that one time that we went on a fall that the lady was trapped between the wall and her oven
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
her oven was on.
and it was like 300 degrees behind it.
Yeah, that did
Yeah.
happen. And that just keeps happening to you over and over. You just keep
Yeah.
getting dispatched to the most mundane things, and then you show up and you're like, "This is
not
absolutely
what you said."
preposterous.
Yeah.
That's not what you promised me." That's what I would say this year has been.
I would say it's that
Faux show.
shift, but then you get off shift, and then they call you and they say you got an award, and you're like, for that?
Yes,
That's how I feel like this year went. Actually,
yes.
And you're like, oh, okay.
I think
well, it
I did work really hard, but it didn't go well.
You said it felt not good.
It felt not good, but it apparently
Absolutely.
was.
All right, what did this year teach you that no class ever could?
That it's gonna be okay. That literally,
Aw.
I'm serious. That anything can happen, and if you just keep living, like, in your values and with heart, that it will be okay. Anything
Yeah.
can happen, and it will still be okay.
Yeah.
And I mean that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be cliche,
No, I think you're right. I think that's yeah, same.
because it was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. Oh, I love that.
I mean that.
What call this year changed how you practice medicine?
For me, it wasn't a call that, like, changed my clinical medicine. I think there were just many calls where I realized that, like, I had to be in charge. And, like, there are going to be other people on scene that may have the same license level as you, but you are the transporting medic. You are the highest license, probably. I'm critical care medic. And you have to be confident in the decisions you make, or no one's going to follow you. And even if you are confident, sometimes people still will not follow you based on their own insecurities or ego. And you just have to be willing to double down.
Yeah.
Be like, yes, that was my decision.
Yep.
Go with your gut.
Yeah. I think mine, I don't know that it taught me to practice medicine differently or like changed how I practice, but I think it solidified a concept for me that like you have to speak up and you have to be confident or negative things happen for patient outcomes.
100%.
And I found myself on a call where I like oh man, this sounds terrible. I trusted them way too much, and it
Don't
just
trust
didn't go well. Like, it went horribly, and I was like, okay, I have got to like be confident and be like speak up and honestly like demand a standard.
See something, say something.
Yes, and I think that it solidified that for me. It's not a concept that was new to my brain, but it solidified that like that is the correct course of action, because when that doesn't happen, bad things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that it made me kind of double down on the way that I command and a scene and practice medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not you, then who kind
Mhm.
of deal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that this year I worked really hard on / realized that, and I know that we've talked about this on prior episodes, but truly seconds don't matter, minutes matter on calls, and that if you just take a moment to take a deep breath and get your faculties about you, you're allowed to do that, and you have time to make the right decision. You don't have to make a decision in literally 2 seconds, and I know that's like our slogan of EMS. We make life-changing decisions in a split second. But like, really, truly, that is not how you should be doing it out there, and you have time to think through these critical patients and make a good, sound clinical judgment, and do not let other responders on scene or bystanders or family members or whoever it may be pressure you into making a rash decision.
Yeah.
Because
I like that.
it is your job to be the calm, make the right decision, and do what is best for your patient. And truly, you have time to do all of those things.
Manage yourself, then manage the scene, then manage your patient. It's
Yep.
okay to take a minute and be like, whoop, recenter.
Yep. Oop, that was crazy.
Absolutely.
That was cuckoo bananas.
Because especially when you find yourself getting like really bogged down in what's happening in the chaos, you've got to just like step back a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be like,
You're
okay,
like, everything's going wrong.
yes, how do we need to manage
How do we make
this?
the first thing go right? Let's focus on it.
Yes.
For sure. What skill, clinical or non-clinical, did you level up on the most?
I did 3 needle decompressions in 2025, guys.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
awesome.
You know how many I did before 2025?
Zero.
Yes. It was the trauma year for me. So
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that I got the opportunity to do that. EMS is totally luck of the draw. So,
Yeah.
you know, you could do 500 in your career or 0.
Right.
So I'm really glad that I got to experience that.
Which is super
It
cool.
was scary.
Yeah, I think that mine was EJs and intubation, honestly.
You guys intubated a lot of people. They needed it. It wasn't willy-nilly.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, I think I just got more confident. I've literally just gotten like physically stronger,
Yeah.
which has made intubation 20 times easier, which is kind of funny.
See, guys, that stuff matters.
Yeah, like I
Yes.
didn't realize that my forearm strength was really like limiting the actual movement that you have to do when you intubate. That's gotten a lot easier. I think I just have gotten like calmer and more confident, and I don't know, but it seems to be much smoother.
Yeah.
And it was never bad, but now it feels
Confidence.
like
Is important.
extra good. Yeah. So I think I just got the opportunity to like really hone that skill. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I think mine would be speaking.
Yeah.
Like literally speaking out loud on calls, and I don't
Mhm.
mean that like I never spoke on calls, because that was never a reality, but I mean like speaking clearly and saying everything that we're doing out loud and keeping everybody on board. And
That is a skill.
Yes, and that is a skill that I did not have, let me tell you. But
It
yeah.
is hard when you're double medic. I
Yeah.
will say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're double medic with a human that is a bit of a control freak, because I did it loudly and for a long time and without pause. So
just like
you did
any
not get the
partnership,
opportunity
you
to
know?
like learn it.
Any partnership, even if it's
Yeah.
not with a medic and you're with an EMT, like you kind of just like fill each other's gaps.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
Absolutely.
where did you realize you've outgrown an old version of yourself as a provider?
I think that when you first get into this job, you think, I have to be the best at every skill. I have to get every single IV. I have to know when to pull the trigger on every single thing, and that's what makes you a good provider. And I think when you realize that, yes, those things are important, and yes, you do need to be very competent and well-equipped to do all of those skills, the most important thing is doing right by your patient, and whether that means you take the extra 30 seconds to call a family member for them, or take the extra 5 minutes to really figure out what's going on with this patient. Nothing to do with medicine, but like socially. And just like truly doing right by your patient, even when it has nothing to do with anything medical. That's what matters the most.
I think that is awesome that you said that, because I think that comes from experience, right? When everything else gets less scary and the call and the medicine isn't all consuming, you get to focus on those more human things that we do as our job. So if you're not there yet, you'll get there.
Yeah.
If you want to be there.
I think mine was actually less related to EMS, but our supervisors are like dual trained in being a medical death investigator, and it's death notifications with family members.
Yeah.
I got much more confident and have been able to kind of relay that information in a more compassionate and meaningful way than just like your loved one is dead. It needs to be direct, but I've noticed that I've gotten much more smooth about having that conversation in a way that does not feel inorganic to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big.
I think that is a really hard skill to deliver bad news with grace. So that's kind of, you should be proud.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. And sometimes I do it poorly, and I think like this last one that I had, I didn't do it super great job with the way that I relayed that information, and my brain was just like somewhere else. And I thought about it for a long time because I felt terrible about it, because I will have another opportunity to improve how I relay the notification of a death of a loved one. They will never have another opportunity to rehear that.
Yeah.
Like they will never get notified again. And so it just kind of made me like realize that even in those roles where it's not clinical and it's not like this like heightened chaos where like you're racing the clock, like everything is stopped, it's still really important to take a minute for yourself and kind of collect and think about what you're going to say, because those moments have huge impacts on like family and people around.
And I think that is important, but I think it's also important to remember that anything and everything is growth if your goal is experience.
I like that.
Everything is a win if your goal is experience. Obviously we mess up, but there will be another opportunity to do better. For me, I outgrew a lot of versions of myself this year. I think the biggest one, I started to get in this way where I thought burnout was like a badge of honor, and like not a necessarily badge of honor, was a reasonable outcome of being not experienced necessarily, but of years in this job.
Yeah.
And I just kind of accepted that as my fate, that I was just going to be miserable. And that is just part of the job, because I really like medicine. I'll still love the medicine, but I'll just be miserable at this job. And through a lot of therapy and a lot of time off, I realized that I do get to be happy, and we do have a lot of choice in how we respond to things. And I didn't have to be burnt out. I could just choose to say, you know what, today sucked, and here's what I'm going to do to change my tomorrow so tomorrow doesn't suck. And whether that is, changing something about how you respond to people, or how you react to people, or react to situations, or changing your situation altogether, whether you are leaving the state, the service, the pre-hospital setting, and you want to go work in a hospital, or whatever it is, like making change is the only way to get yourself out of a rut, because I think we get so comfortable with misery. And that's weird, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was weird.
Right? Like even when it's bad, as long as it's familiar, like we're fine.
Yep. But getting uncomfortable for a short period of time is absolutely worth a lifetime of happiness.
For sure.
So it's okay to make changes. You don't have to be, blindly loyal to something that's not serving you. There's a service for everybody. There's a job for everybody. If you love medicine, but you hate the city that you work in, or you hate the state and you want to move out west, you know what? Freaking do it.
Go do
buddy.
it.
Go do it.
I also
Because it
think
matters.
it's also important that, like, you do not have to have every single step of your next step figured out.
Yeah.
You need to have like 1 and 2, and like that's good enough.
Yeah.
If you wait to do something to plan the entire thing out like years in advance, like I'm going to plan
There's never a right time.
you'll never do it. So like, yeah, get 1 and 2 squared away and make sure you won't end up living under a bridge and send
Have
it.
a support system, and no matter what happens as a result of you trying, you're going to have your support system, you're going to have your people. So don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of it. It is the best thing that's ever happened to me. All right, and then the second one I wanted to talk about was, I learned this about myself, and it's, honestly, I'm not even embarrassed to admit it. I don't have to argue about everything. Some people, sometimes it's okay to just disagree with people, and then sometimes people cannot be convinced. So you just have to move forward and do what's right. You don't need to waste your time arguing about something.
Me too.
Especially, like, on scene. Like, just do what needs to be done. And if they want to stand there and look silly while you're doing the right things, just let them.
Yep. It has been a lesson I've been learning for years, honestly.
It's a hard one because
is.
that's not the personality that exists in this field.
Because
I just disagree.
Yeah, it's hard to just be like, okay. But I'm starting to learn more and more that
it's way more powerful than arguing.
Yes, and you've got to pick your battles. Like, sometimes you can just take that energy away.
Yeah.
And just be like, well. Because I will watch obs when people say things that I'm like, I know you do not agree with what just came out of their face. And she'll just look at them and be like, okay, interesting. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how do you just, like, let it be? And I'm starting to, like,
professional
learn.
maturity.
Yes. And, man.
It's hard.
It's way better.
It is so much easier. It is just easier. Yeah, I've done my part. I've expressed what the right thing is. If you do not want to get on board with that, at least I said my piece.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that I want to make sure when I get in these, like, long-winded arguments in my personal life and in work, I will, like, beat a dead horse because I want to make sure that you understand and that I understand that you understand.
Yeah.
Like, I need it to come full circle. I need you to know my point. I want to know your point. I want to know why this happened. Like,
I used to be the same way.
yes. And if you cannot express to me your understanding back to me, then I'm, like, still irritated.
Yeah.
And it has taken a lot of work to kind of, like, try to move through that. I am still working on it.
It's hard. I mean, especially depending on the topic, it can be really difficult.
For sure.
And none of this to say that you shouldn't have these hard conversations. Just know there's a time, there's a place, and there is a choice to make whether it's a battle worth having.
And the same things with, like, interventions when you, like, at some point are like, I have to decide that this is a failed therapy. Sometimes you're like, okay, this conversation's going nowhere. We're going to just call it.
Yeah. Move on to the next option.
I'm not good at that one either.
That's also just, it's hard to admit defeat even when you know it.
When did you choose courage over comfort?
Day one. I was scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so scary, and I think that's just a reality of this job. You have to, if you want to last, you have to decide that I'm okay with being scared and uncomfy.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
In a more recent standpoint, I was really scared to go full-time air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost didn't make the decision for myself.
Yeah.
But I was just scared. I think that's really the biggest way discomfort shows up for me in this job. It's just not making decisions to grow based on fear.
Yeah, I think just getting uncomfortable for the sake of growth.
Yeah.
I think that it was really the last, like, I'd say 3 or so years where I really chose to put myself in, I think, more uncomfortable positions or positions that I didn't necessarily feel like I had earned or that I deserved.
Well, and I think you're choosing vulnerability over comfort.
Yeah. And I think that that's been
Hard.
tough to, instead of have this, honestly, this is probably when I got sober. I think I made a decision to not try to present myself as this, like, just, I don't, like, stubborn, I got everything figured out, like,
Hardened.
I'm fine. Yes, this very, like, hard exterior. And then I got sober, and I was like, oh, man, it's actually way easier to just be, like, honest. And just be like, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And I think that was a decision because it's way more uncomfortable to just be, like, your authentic self all the time. It's much easier if someone doesn't like you, if you've, like, made up this persona and you're like, yeah, they don't like that version of me,
Yeah.
but, like,
That's not me.
I'm actually over here. And I think that was a big decision to make, and it has served me quite well.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Be uncomfy, guys. I
Yeah.
also think that a lot of the time, discomfort or fear comes from being perceived as less than perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know everything, or I'm not, like, the best medic ever. Like, we are scared of people finding us out. We're all just learning, guys. You can't know everything
Yeah.
all at once.
For sure.
Mine is very specific. I had a call with a pediatric patient who was in a less than ideal situation, and I took this patient to the appropriate facility. I shared my concerns with the physician who wrote me off. I shared my concerns with the social worker who wrote me off. I then went to our admin, who contacted admin at this facility, who I never got a follow-up with. And I think at that point, like, I had done my duty. I'd done my mandatory reporting, or whatever you want to call it, my patient advocacy. But then, like, I still filled out a completely separate DCS form and, like, tried to do my absolute best due diligence for this patient. And, like, that was uncomfy. I'd never done that before. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And even just, like, at the facility, trying to just get people's attention to be like, no, this is a bad situation. Do not write this off.
This was not an accident the way that it's being presented. Like,
Yes.
It's actually quite concerning.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am very concerned about this situation, and that was my first actual sick pediatric patient, plus with a little bit of spice. It was a potential non-accidental trauma.
Yeah.
So I think that was the first time that I had to be like, okay, time to put on your big girl shoes. Like, if you want people to hear you, you need to be able to be heard. And so I think that was the time that sticks out for me.
For sure. And I love that call for you, not because it's like that's a tough call to go through, but because there were multiple points of choice. The handoff report, choosing to pull the other providers aside and being like, hey, I'm concerned. That was a decision point. Then you could have dropped it there. But once you realize that they wrote you off, you then had a second decision point to go talk to our admin about it. And then you requested a follow-up. And then you had a third decision point where you decided to fill out a CPS report.
Double down.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Triple
there
down.
were multiple points where you could have made this easier for yourself and been like, I did what I'm supposed to. I told the facility. Like, there were multiple points where you could have walked away. And you kept choosing to do the hard thing. And I think that is, like, it's such a good example of, like, when you choose courage over being comfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Can literally save someone's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
even
you
yours.
feel, man, I think if you can just really get on board that, like, the uncomfortability does not last forever.
Yeah,
And you feel so much better on the other side of it.
you will. Like literally.
There is a level of uneasiness that feels like something's unfinished. It is just that weird, like, that weird feeling where, like, you're kind of teetering and you're like, something's just not, I didn't do everything I could.
Yeah.
That feeling feels horrible.
Yeah.
The feeling of uncomfortability you get because you're getting shit done, that feels great at the end.
That's what happens when you have value-based living.
Mhm.
Stick to your guns, know
Yeah.
who you are, and live by that.
Yeah,
On and off the clock.
absolutely. It really does. It makes you more confident and you like yourself way
yeah,
more.
you like yourself
yeah.
more.
You can sleep at night. It's really
Yeah,
great.
it's really great, actually.
You're less anxious.
Where do you see EMS culture evolving, and where did it feel stuck?
It feels stuck for me, and I obviously engage with a lot of people outside of our bubble
Yeah.
through socials, and it feels stuck in the way of, like, we are hard pressed that years of miserable service is more impactful or worth more than less years of committed, energetic education, growth, and love for this job.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing badly year after year.
Yeah, you said that to me not too long ago, and it was like, have they put in 20 years or have they put in their first year 20 times?
Yes,
Mhm.
that's so real.
Yes, and I loved that. Gave me like the best like mental model
I
of
think
that.
Tyler said that.
Is that what? Yeah, did
Yeah.
Tyler say it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes, 20 years.
Yes, it gave me
20
the
times.
best mental model
Oh yeah.
of that concept. Like, did they basically like? There's no progression. There's no growth.
Yeah.
Like, we're just doing the same thing over and over again.
And the thing is, like, if look inward, because if you are upset that other people are growing and are celebrating this job,
Mm-hmm.
what is that saying about your own satisfaction in this job in your life and what this career that you say you built over the last 30 years? What is that saying about that?
Yeah.
And that's a big problem I have is people who have been doing this for a long time, and that's the only thing they have to show for it.
Yeah.
Is I've been doing this. That's all you have.
Yeah.
That's
for
all you
sure.
have because that's all you let it be.
And I feel like that comes from fear. Like, when you see other people that are excited and that are growing and learning and like they're just pumped about every aspect of this job, and that continues through
Yeah.
their career. Like, it's not just when they're new babies. They're still excited and they're 10 years in.
It's okay to be happy.
I think providers that don't experience that or have not made an attempt to have like a good mental relationship with their career, I think that they're scared. They're like afraid, like that if they let it be anything other than they're just naive,
Yeah.
then that means
Yes.
then that means that they're sad and that they hate their job,
Happiness
that-
is not naivety.
and that's not a good feeling. And so I think that when
weird.
people stay really grumpy that other people are happy in their career, it's just because they're sad that they're not. And the reality is, if that's the norm, then they are not it.
Yeah. Well,
and that is scary to do. To
we've
face.
created that expectation that this job is only supposed to be upsetting and miserable.
Yeah. That
What
if-
the heck? Why
yes.
would you want to do anything that is that way?
Yeah, that if you make it, it's because you are the curmudgeon.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
The curmudgeon.
Yeah. It is wild.
not
I'm like,
agree.
guys, you seem upset. And
You're making the wrong choice, and when I say that, I mean you're choosing misery when you could be choosing acceptance, gratitude, and grateful, like, or not gratefulness, but like sharing, I guess.
Yeah.
Share what you've been through. Share, like, how things have changed. Tell us the stories. Like, we want to hear them.
yeah.
Like, just because we're really excited about how it is now and where we're going doesn't mean we don't care about what happened to you.
oh, for sure.
Yeah, or like respect the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know about it. Tell us.
Yeah. Tell me all the things. Like, I just, in my brain, I'm always like the new school versus old school conversation that it's like, well, we did it this way without any of that and we did just fine. Like, those conversations are so strange to me because I'm like, okay, let's say you're on like the very first ambulance service in your city in like 1975, right? And someone comes up to you that's like 80 years old that was like, when I did this job, we were on a horse-drawn carriage and we didn't need any engines.
Guys,
Like, that is weird
no.
behavior.
Also, do you want to know
Like-
something? Do you want to know something crazy? They used to use into the 70s. I'm sorry, this is crazy. They used to use glass. They used to use glass enemas. Okay, guys? They used to use glass enemas just because they used to do something a certain way. It does not mean we need to keep doing it.
That is terrible.
And then, yes, glass. And there
Oh
were
my
times where they did break.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Was the blood your lubricant?
I
Like,
guess
my
so.
Yeah.
God.
So
That's terrifying.
that's not a good
Yeah.
rationale.
No, but it makes me laugh every time because I'm like, if we just kept doing this back in history, like, it would get,
We would go nowhere.
You'd get
And that's why we
preposterous.
have
yeah, it honestly get really funny.
That's why we've gone nowhere with culture, in my opinion.
Because it's just like, this is the way it's always been.
Also, this ageism battle, this generational divide is made up. Stop it. Stop. Just stop.
It is
You're
made
freaking
up.
me out. It's weird. Why do you care how old I am?
Yes.
Are you trying to make sure I'm legal? Because that's my concern now, because you're being weird.
You're being weird. You know, it is made up. Some of my favorite people that I think that we've bonded with so much are 20 years older than I am.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the best part about having a grown-up job with grown-ups, because we're all just grown-ups. So we can all be grown-ups together.
And everybody can learn from each other. Like, I think that that's
Yes.
cool. Like, we have an age gap. Like, I'm 5 years older than Obs. And you guys are the same age, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm 5 years older than Sophie and Aubrey. But, like, they teach me things all the time because we live different life experiences.
Even Austin.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Austin's
so
like,
he's 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, we all live different life experience. So, like, the amount of life experience that, like, Aubrey, for example, crammed into, like, her first 18 years of life was honestly, like, way more than I did in my first 18 years of life. So, like, it's a lot like in our last episode how we talked about how, like, work equity does not equate call volume.
no.
It equates, like, time spent actually out and about and doing the job.
Yes.
I think that that's really close to, like, experience levels for me. And not even just work experience, but life experience. Like, someone can be 10 years younger than you and have twice the life experience
also,
because it's time spent putting in work. And it may be
Yes.
that they just went through a lot. Like, you don't know how many real years of life somebody's lived until you give them, like, a chance.
also,
And so age to me is not an important factor at all.
let someone else be a specialist at something. There's
Yeah.
people that are like absolute ventilator wizards. They could be 5 years
Mhm.
younger than me. I don't care.
Yeah,
Just teach me.
Teach me your
Like,
magical
Let
ways.
people be really excited to share their knowledge with you, and then we can all learn.
There's room for everybody.
There is absolutely room for all of us at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
All right, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's do a Life Sirens check-in.
All
a
right.
little podcast check-in.
All right.
What episode or conversation has meant the most to you this year, and why?
I think one of my favorite topics we cover is like the new provider scaries.
Yeah.
I love when I think one of my favorite episodes is You'll Stop Freaking Out Soon. Don't worry,
Yeah.
you'll stop freaking out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will. There will be times where you're still scared to death, but that's like my entire mission is to make somebody feel like that is not just an experience that they have. We all were scared.
Yeah.
We're all just really good. Like, truly, most of us in this field are just really good at containing that inside of us.
Yeah.
But it is scary, and I like talking about how scary and real this job can get and how quickly
For
it
sure.
can get like that.
For sure. And then, like, every single new medic experiences that.
And if it's not, you're the outlier.
Yeah,
You are the outlier.
For sure.
Yeah, I say the same because when we first started this podcast, I was a brand new medic. So, like, that, as scared as I was to talk on this podcast is about how scared I was to be a medic, too. So, all of those episodes that we did for, like, new providers or people coming out of school or, you know, whoever, those episodes were for me. I was saying that stuff to myself. So, yeah, all of that came from, like, still has a really special place in my heart.
Can I do a shameless plug?
Yeah.
Sure. So, guys, I just wrote a book.
Yes, you did.
And it's called The Next Shift. And it's all about the times where I was really scared or did something that was really uncomfortable or, you know, tried to make my life in this field better or that for my patients better or for my peers better. And it's a workbook, so it's reflections and all kinds of stuff, and you should go get it. But all that to be said is that's my passion.
Yeah.
It's my special interest is I want to talk about how scared you are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
coming out
Be
with me on the
scared
internet.
and be scared and do it anyway.
Be scared and do
For
it
sure.
anyway.
That is what the beginning of being a medic is being scared and doing it anyway.
And it's okay to do things like when you aren't so sure. Like you don't have to be certain. You can always call for help.
Mm-hmm.
And medicine isn't perfect. It's not black and white. So you might not ever be certain.
Yeah. 100% is really hard to come
That's
by
pretty crazy.
around
Don't-
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't strive for that. It's not
Mhm.
going to happen.
And certainty comes with experience as well. So, like, you may be 80% on that intervention the first time. Well, the next time you see that exact same presentation, you're going to be 90.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta start doing things, and with education clearly, but like you gotta start doing things to be able to gain more knowledge and experience, and that certainty will come.
Have you heard that parenting term of like letting your children do dangerous things
Mhm.
carefully? That is what
Yes.
medicine is.
Mhm.
We are doing dangerous things carefully.
Carefully, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the episode that meant the most for me was our partner episode that we did.
Oh.
If you haven't
Yeah.
listened to that, I think that was like 5 episodes ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty recent if you're not caught up.
I enjoyed that so much because we hadn't like chatted about it in a while, and it just gave me so much perspective of how much work and effort we have put into maintaining like a solid partnership at work,
Yeah.
and how much like active effort that takes to be able to, especially when you have a licensure change, to be able to really make sure that you like feed that and keep that healthy, and keep having trust in each other and all those things. And so
Take
I
care of
think-
each other.
yeah, I think that one meant a lot to me because it was something that we put so much work into.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
it was it's not something that we like think about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do. Like, there's still things that we actively have to work on, but it's not like we walk into every shift and we're like, okay, judging by 2 years ago today, we have made it this far, and here is our graph to represent that. Like,
Here's
that's
our
just,
graph.
I
that's
would
just,
love a graph.
it would be nice, but that's just not the reality. So it was really fun to sit down and just like
Mm-hmm.
be able to reminisce and remember how rocky things were at the beginning
Yeah.
and how far we've come.
And to really like be able to see the growth.
yeah.
Yeah, things where we're like, oh, I forgot we had to have that conversation for 3 months. Like, oh my gosh.
But that's
Yeah.
a great thing to bring up, that you guys got through hard times. Don't just give up on your partner because you immediately don't think you're compatible or
Mhm.
things aren't going as smoothly as you want them to go. Like, invest in each other, have the conversations, and everything gets better through communication.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That is just the truth.
100%. Yeah, it'll either streamline the reasons why you don't think that you're going to be good partners,
Yeah.
or it will fix them.
Yeah.
Like either way,
And-
you're in a good place.
I mean, that's like the medic who says, who like nobody can work with. It's probably because they can't talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm. It's because they can't communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What message from listeners has stuck with you?
Turn down the volume.
The background
Very
music.
sadly, I'm
The
so sorry. Let me just
background
take a moment
music.
to apologize. If our background music is too loud, we are sorry.
We are working on
It's,
it.
We're trying.
It's not like that on all of the platforms. Like, I don't think it's super loud on Spotify. Some people, one person on Apple Podcast said it was so loud that they couldn't even focus on what we're saying and gave us a 1-star review. So we're sorry. We're trying to figure it out. We're doing our best. So if
Yeah.
you feel like it is too loud, please comment that below.
Please let us
And
know.
tell us
Yeah.
what platform you're listening on,
Yeah.
because we manage all this through one
That'd be awesome.
streaming
And I
service.
promise we tried to delete the background music at some point, and it sounds just like
It's creepy.
hollow. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're working on it.
We are working on
homies.
it. I'm sorry if it's too loud. We're trying. But again, if it is too loud where you're listening, tell us in the comments how you're listening to our podcast.
So
too.
we can turn it up.
And don't say through headphones.
Yeah, don't say through headphones.
We mean what platform you're listening
That's
on.
what I'd say.
I'm listening through my car.
Yeah, but they can be core.
I mean, that's reasonable.
Okay, but like really what message has stuck with you from listeners?
I think how much people recognize our faces, which is interesting because
Mhm.
we literally do this. You can just hear us. You don't know what we look like.
Yeah.
So how invested a lot of you guys are in this message and what we're all about. So I think
Yeah.
just like your gratitude and your interaction has surprised me, and I'm really lucky. I think we're all just really happy that
Mhm.
you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mine's been from we've gone to a couple conferences and we've been able to talk with some people that listen, and just like what these conversations mean to people that don't get to do this at work, that don't have the same group that we're lucky to have, where you can sit around and have these like raw, meaningful conversations. And to hear like newer or younger providers just be like, oh yeah, like that's what I was hoping it would be like, was
We're-
these conversations that you guys are having. And that's been really cool to hear them be like, no, like I'm in the same boat, like this is what I want.
Yeah.
And that's been cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna ditto that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so nice to have this community.
Yeah, where you're like, oh, it's kind of like when you go to EMS World and all of a sudden you're
All
like,
our favorite nerds.
right? And all of a sudden you're like, oh,
This is the meaning of life.
everybody here is vibing out on all of this. Like everybody here wants to be here. Everyone's invested. Like everyone wants to be the next most capable, most competent provider.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a cool moment. And I feel like every time somebody tells us that, like, yeah, these are the Bay conversations that I want to be having, it just kind of gives me that same feeling where I'm like, oh, like, there's so many of us,
Yeah.
which is cool.
For sure.
How has having this platform changed how you show up in EMS?
I think having a platform where we interact with so many people across the country and across the world, it kind of keeps me focused on, like, why we're here in the first place, is that we want to, you know, express how excited we are about this career and how special it is. It just kind of keeps the burnout at bay a little bit, just to know that there's people who care just as much as we do. So I think for me, it's made me more patient at work because I feel like I'm more grateful for every call, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
I am a little softer with, you know, the hospital staff on transfers. Like, I'm just like, you know what? You call, we haul. Like, it's okay. We show up when you say we need help. And how grateful I am to be able to show up for you when you need help.
Yeah.
I think for me, it has kept me more engaged. Like, so more engaged, more present, and more curious. And so I think I have a tendency to get a special interest, be really, really jazzed about it, and then be like, see you later, bye. Like, I am the ADHD hobby collector. But they last for like years. And then one day I'm just tired of doing it. And, you know, I think EMS probably would have landed there at some point. But it hasn't, because it keeps me so engaged and so curious about new and upcoming interventions and equipment and things like that. Because, like, we have to stay on top of things to be able to talk relevantly about
100%.
our job, which is cool. And it's just made me more engaged at work because I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So it's helped me a lot personally just by being, like, engaged in my own career.
I think I'm going to echo what Soph said. It's helped definitely keep, like, the burnout at bay, because I think a lot of the times you can get very, obviously, focused at, like, your own service or your own company that you work for, and it is really, really easy to get bogged down by all, like, the things that you want to change that feel like a mountain that you can't change in a day. And it's really easy to stay in that place, but having this platform and being able to interact with people in different EMS systems all over the country and the world even, you remember that, like, these problems are not isolated to us. Like, everybody is dealing with this. Everybody is, or they're so progressive and they're doing things and, like, it's hopeful.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think that EMS, it's a small world. Everybody knows everybody, and this is just like an extension of that. Like, we just get to have friends in high places.
Right. And, like, guys, if I could just reiterate, like, the power of, like, speaking positively about things in your life is really wild. I am quite resistant to anything that is just like, manifest it. But like, it's true. When we sit in this living room and we have these conversations for a day and we're just talking about EMS and we're just jazzed about it and hyping it up and all the things, when we walk out and, like, go to shift or whatever, like, I'm happier, I'm more excited, I'm more interested.
Yes.
Like, it really is cool, because we all get stuck in, like, the gossip and the, me too.
The misery.
I love
Misery
some tea.
loves company.
I love some tea, but we just will sit around and whine and complain.
Yeah.
And there's a time and a place for that. Like, you gotta vent.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's really cool when you are talking about all the good things, what that does for your brain.
It absolutely rewires it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you proud of that no one clapped for?
I think a lot of things.
Yeah. I think that there are a lot of things in
Every
EMS.
day, every shift. You should be this is often a thankless job.
Yeah.
But you're changing people's lives every day. And that matters. I think for me, it's often, I think people don't realize how isolating being an EMS, I hate to say this word, an EMS influencer, to being a creator is.
Mm-hmm.
It's very isolating and it's very lonely and people are very mean to you.
Yeah.
And it's hard to ignore the haters, even in real life, right? It's really hard to ignore the naysayers, people who don't think you can win. So I'm just really proud that I have been able to stick with it and shift my mindset to what I'm doing matters for more people than the ones who think it's stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. I am really proud of how I manage and run calls.
Yeah, I think you should be.
Like, I think that it is, I think that I'm good at it.
I think
And
that you're good at it.
thanks. Thank you. But yeah, it's something that like people don't really talk about or know. I don't know.
We
People
don't really teach that either. Like,
Yeah.
it gets skipped over, and for a lot of people, you just have to
Mhm.
figure it out.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I think that it's something that I do well, and I'm proud of it because it's not something that I've always done well. So yeah.
And it takes a lot of practice.
For
So.
sure.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of failure and like
Yeah.
being like, well, that didn't work.
Showing up imperfectly.
For me, this is kind of silly, but it just kind of makes me chuckle every time I think about it. I had picked up on just a different shift. I just picked up an overtime shift, and I was working with a fantastic partner. I love him so much, Hunter Thompson. Little shout out. And we got a cardiac arrest, and it was a surprise cardiac arrest. Came out of something dumb like a fall or whatever.
Love that.
Love a surprise code.
And it ended up being, we worked it on scene. We got ROSC. It ended up being like the most mega code ever. Like we had to pace him. We couldn't get like mechanical capture. We ended up starting an epi drip. Like we had to he was flash pulmonary edema. We had to suction the tube. Like it was just a very involved code that we got to do like all the things. Went to VTAC, got to like defibrillate, all the things. And unfortunately, this call happened at like 2 a.m. So it was one of those calls where you get to the hospital and you're like sweating because you just did all this crazy stuff, and you like go back out to the ambulance bay, and like usually there's at least 1 or 2 friends there, you know, and you get to be like, man, this was crazy. I just did all this, and there was nobody there, and
Like,
so I was
damn,
just like,
we did so good.
Yeah, you're just like high five myself.
yeah, nobody was there, but yeah.
I know. I was gonna say our code that we ran, that was like hands down the best code I have ever orchestrated.
Which is so rare for anyone to be like, that was so great.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
on a
yeah.
it
code.
was amazing. It was a mega code. We did absolutely everything. We did we just did all of it, and it was so good. And I got an EJ, and it was just a blast. I had a blast. But Wendy and Peggy and people did say things about it.
Yeah, they clapped for us.
They for sure clapped for us.
I was like, they said bad things about it.
No. They were super sweet.
I was
They
like,
were
that's so
wonderful.
rude.
Yeah.
They weren't even there.
But that was like, I'm real proud of that one. That one was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was really good. What kind of provider do you want to be 1 year from now?
I just want to grow in grace. Like, I don't want to be perfect. I can't be perfect, but I want to continue to learn patience on scene with other responders, with myself, with my partner, and to just understand that we are all at different places on our journey. Just because I know something differently than you know something, or I know more or less in this moment, we can all help each other, and all of us are here for one reason, and that is to make sure this person lives.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
grace.
I would like to also be more patient and try to increase my capacity for compassion, because I mean it is a finite meter.
Yeah.
And if we have a really involved, really like a call that like it really wears down your compassion meter, for the rest of the shift, like that thing does not come back up.
No.
And that's tough for my brain because I know that people deserve it. It's just hard for me to like, once it's empty, it's empty. So I want to try to figure out ways to increase, my capacity for that.
Yeah.
But also I would like to get better at setting boundaries for myself with other providers, specifically of the male variety. I will tolerate like less than respectful speech because I don't want them to get irritated by me being like, that's not appropriate. Like,
I just
if I am your captain,
die on this hill.
yeah,
Jamie.
like if
Die on
I'm your
it.
captain on scene, like you will not call me sweetie.
No.
Absolutely not.
Am I calling you that? That's so weird.
Right? Like there are things that walking around the station, things like that are fine. But there is some like belittlement that happens on scene, and I'm like, not only am I a higher license than you, but I'm also your superior in this moment.
And you absolutely know when it is disrespectful and when it is innocent. There's a difference.
For sure. And so even I want to work on that, because even when it is just like an accident or slip of the tongue, like it's not going to be mean, but I'll be like, hey, like,
that's not my name.
You can use my name. Yeah, because you're not going to call me sweetie or honey or whatever in front of patients that are
requiring
whether it's
me.
intended to be belittling or not, it will lessen their trust in me.
Absolutely.
And damn, do we work hard for it. So I think that that's kind of what I want to do moving into the next year, is to have a little bit more boundaries around like what I will tolerate speech wise from other providers.
Yeah. I think that's a great goal and an important one and a good example for you to set for others who feel like they can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
My goal for this next year is I want to be a provider that when I pull up on scene and like another agency is there or other coworkers are there, whoever it may be, obviously I will not be known to the general public.
It's Aubrey Lucas, the
oh
hippie
my God,
paramedic.
I've seen her on television.
There she is.
No. I want to be a provider that when I come onto the scene, whether it is a critically ill person or it is like a very involved socially messed up situation, I want to be a provider that other responders, when I walk onto that scene, they know like she's going to be compassionate and she's going to get the job done, whether it is this person is being crazy and we need to figure out a solution, or whether it's this person is dead.
Aubrey, I'm so fortunate to break the news to you. I think you already made it.
I want to be able to
She's
show
like,
up.
let me be bad at something, damn it.
No. Y'all are going to understand what I'm saying. I want to be able to show up in the middle of the night to a call.
Oh.
Who am I grumpy in the middle of the night? I'm
Yeah.
literally like, get in the ambulance.
We're either asleep or get in, be quiet. Yeah.
I think maybe you're just quiet.
Yeah, you're just talk less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't work with you a ton, but the times I've worked with you, I feel like it was fine.
Your nighttime you just say exactly what you're thinking.
Okay,
so
see,
like,
that's what I'm talking
So you're
about.
just Sophie at nighttime.
yes, if a patient says something, you will just be like, I do not understand what that means.
That is true.
And then they'll explain it again and you'll be like, that doesn't make any sense. Can you please elaborate? Like, you just aren't concerned
fuse
about
is
like
short.
sugarcoating things.
You're
Fuse
just
is
like,
very short
let's just
at
get
night.
to the point.
And you have sleepy brain, so sometimes it takes a time or two for you to like get what
Actually
they're trying to talk
understand.
about, and
I
then by
will-
that time they're pissed off.
I will say sometimes at night I'm like, did you hear what I said, or were you just staring through my soul?
The answer's that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what does doing this job well look like now?
Doing this job well means staying rooted in my values. I know I talk about that ad nauseum, but like knowing who I am, knowing that I want to be a compassionate, loving person. I want to be kind. I want people to know, hey, that's Sophie. She's kind. So for me right now, it means taking care of people as a whole person.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about being like doing right by your patient and being a good patient advocate and all of those things, which all of those things are absolutely necessary. But being a good partner, I'm in like a kind of unique position because Jamie is an alternate supervisor. She does get pulled a lot, so I do often work with people that I don't work with very often, and it's all different people, right? It's either medics or EMTs.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of varies. But just trying to be, even if we're just working with each other for one shift, like trying to be a good partner, like getting to know them on a human level, not just on a professional level, and being somebody that they would trust to ask questions or advice or
that they know that you care.
yes, yeah, just being a caring person overall.
I think that's very important in a very human job.
Yes, absolutely.
I think right now doing this job well for me looks like being consistent and reliable.
I love that, actually.
I want everybody from like the top of our service all the way down to our lowest level provider to know exactly what to expect from me, what they can expect from me. and to be really consistent and being able to like take criticism and be vulnerable and ask questions and do all of those things. Because I think if those are something that you want, if those are things that you want from other people, you have to model it. And so, yeah, consistent and reliable are my like goals for how to just like maintain being a good provider. Yeah, notice that none of our answers were clinical.
Yeah.
Because like in my brain, that's the expectation. Clinical excellence to me is the expectation. Like you should be. There is no reason not to be the most educated and well-versed on your particular career field. So like clinical excellence for me is like the bare minimum. And then all the rest of it is what I feel like is the most important. Because that all of that has to do with how you make people feel. And that's what they remember.
The most important thing we have with each other is connection. You want people to be better off than when you found them, and that's not always possible in medicine, but it is in like
in their soul.
Yeah. In their heart.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want your patient to leave feeling worse than they did when they called because you were mean.
People very rarely remember what you said, but they always remember how you made them feel.
That is true.
Yep, that's my
care what
favorite
anybody
Aubrey
says.
Lucas quote.
Yep.
It's her mantra.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so important to your own like soul and to your own existence to like exist. Like, this is gonna sound so woo woo of me, but like to exist harmoniously with other people makes your life move more smoothly, I promise.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to say that I am like in aggressive recovery, but that I mean like literally from being aggressive. I'm recovering.
I did not know what you were about to say.
I'm recovering from
that was great.
Being an aggressive person. But like it is so much better to not exist in a constant state of like an argumentative like
tension.
fight. Yeah. It's so much
That's not
easier.
Good for your heart.
No.
Literally
no.
Cannot be.
It is so much easier just to be like chill about
We
it.
don't want to end up on our next episode.
Right?
We're talking about pacing.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Life Sirens. For everybody that is on shift today, we are wishing you a very happy and safe shift. Watch out for fireworks, please.
And things
please.
other than fireworks that get shot into the air. Ball drop.
Faux show. All of the above.
We will not allow it.
See you next year. Bye.
This has been Life in Sirens, produced by 3 nerds trying to bring you content that you might actually care about.